Good morning and welcome to Great Man Welcome. Today is day 126. It's 6:40 in the morning, 58 degrees. Slept good last night. It rained a couple different times. But you know, Great Man says warm and dry. Today got about 16 miles to get into Great Barrington. And looking forward to that. Do the usual town stuff. Alright, to do that, we must walk. So stayed at that Brassy Brook camping area. They've actually built a shelter there now last year. Nice new shelter. But slept good. Nice little area and several camping spots. Very nice. This is near the top of Connecticut's Bear Mountain. And this is looking the opposite direction off the top of Bear Mountain in Connecticut. I walked a quarter mile to get up out of Sage's Ravine before I made my spiel on Connecticut, because it was rough and I was going uphill and y'all would just had to listen to me suck air. But I liked Connecticut. They had really good trail signage. They went above and beyond, often putting up a little sign, last water before such and such shelter. That was above and beyond, yeah. I saw evidence of trail maintenance. They had some rough, steep, rocky stuff like everyone else, but they also had some nice trails. I really liked Kent. It was a town that had everything you needed without having to stay. They had a shower, laundry, grocery store, public restrooms. You could actually chill out there on the lawn for a while if you wanted to. Had benches to sit on, trash cans. But I don't know, I can't really put my finger on it, but Connecticut had a positive vibe to it. It wasn't that long. They also had trail brochures in a little box at every trailhead. So that was a neat little touch for some folks, I guess. But now we're in Mass. Let's see what it has to bring. I will say that Connecticut, like many of the other states, gave us a nice little send-off by dropping us off the side of Bear Mountain, nearly vertically. But we made it with 3 or 4 butt scoots. All right. One foot in front of the other. All right. I got kind of a long-winded story to tell you. And I hope I haven't said it before. If I did, I apologize. But my buddy Rick, who I'm carrying with me, his picture and his memory, he did an internship out west when we were both young. I was probably 20. And at the end of the summer, he told me to fly out and meet him. He has a car out there, and we'd take a long way home. He was in Albuquerque. So I flew out. We went by Meteor Crater, Painted Desert, Petrified Forest, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone. Just made a nice big loop. And it just made me interested in traveling this country. And since then, I've been in 47 states. Well, when my kids were 8 and 10, I drove across the country with them and to Yellowstone and some other places. But that kind of sparked an interest in them, which was kind of my intention. But my son and daughter have been in quite a few states themselves. And my daughter is a little bit competitive about it. She got mad at me one time when we were going somewhere and I went and detoured just a little bit to get in another state. I told her you had to have a reason to be there to count it. But I don't know, if maybe after college she flew up to Massachusetts. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about this, since I just walked into Massachusetts. But she visited some friends, and one of the places neither one of us had been to was Rhode Island. So they drove to Rhode Island for lunch. And she made a nice little point of telling me she got there first. Well, I hadn't been to Rhode Island, hadn't been to Hawaii, hadn't been to Vermont. So I told her, I said, well, I got some vacation time left. I said, maybe I'll just take a trip to Vermont. I remember she called Beth and said, don't let Dad go anywhere for no good reason. But as it turns out, on this trip, I'm one state away from walking to Vermont. So, and I will probably swing by Rhode Island on the way home. So, then I'll just have Hawaii, which, incidentally, Kate's already been to Hawaii. Here's just an ideal place to grab some water for filtering, right beside the trail. Hello, Massachusetts. Could be looking back into Connecticut now. We got about 4.5 miles to go yet today. It's been an interesting day. I started off, I told you about the cliff they threw us off first thing this morning. And then we had a climb. It was right out of New England, just straight up. They had some wooden blocks bolted to this rock in places to help us. That was a hard climb. Going down the backside of it was good though. And then we eased up again and they threw us off another cliff. But second one wasn't as bad as the first one. So now I'm kind of at the foot of the mountain. I think a couple marshes, a couple fields up ahead. Should be a little different terrain, maybe a little easier walking. How are you all today? Just a man and his dog. All right. Nice breeze blowing. It was keeping the mosquitoes away. But when I started down the mountain, I was blocked by the mountain and couldn't outwalk them, so I put my bug net on. I talked to a guy that lives around here that thru hiked last year, and he said this bottom coming up is one of the worst places for mosquitoes on the entire trail. So we'll see if that develops today. This is a hemlock forest. Don't see many of these anymore. It seems to be pretty late planted corn. Okay, another AT day is done. Did 16.1 miles into Great Barrington, Massachusetts. Made it to the road about 4:30. By the time I secured a ride, got here, it was about 5:30. Got cleaned up, went to eat supper with Jim, another hiker about my age. Been hiking around him last couple days. We got a good meal. Came back to the room, got all my videos done. Laundry will have to be in the morning. Tomorrow, start a new 4-out map. Keep walking north. So, we'll see you again in the morning. Good night.